Today's lesson is finishing up our notes that we have right here. So this is going to be our 3.3b part 2. And we have one flap left to fill out here. So we have gone over 3 different types of information that you'll have. Now what we're going to look at is parallel and perpendicular lines. So we're going to title this one Parallel and Perpendicular. Okay, so here we've talked about parallel and perpendicular lines already. So parallel lines, remember, have the same slope. Perpendicular lines have negative reciprocal slopes of each other. So the first thing you have to do is read the problem, and you need to decide what slope you need to use by if it's parallel or perpendicular. So step 1 is to figure out the slope. So you're going to have to find the slope of the line. You're going to have to decide if it's parallel, it's going to be the same. If it's perpendicular, then you'll have to do the negative reciprocal. Once you do that, you're going to be given a point, and you just are going to find the slope. So after that, you'll just use the point slope form that we have been doing in the previous 2. So this is going to be with given point. Okay, so as a little bit of review again, it's just figuring out this slope, whether or not it's parallel or perpendicular. So we're going to do a couple examples right here. We're going to do one that is parallel, and we're going to do one that is perpendicular. So our example, or examples, I guess I should say here, lifting up our tab. So it's going to say things like through a point of some kind, forgot my H, through negative 2, 1, that's what we're going to say, and is parallel to the line 3x plus y equals 1. Okay, so then we have to figure out, oh, sorry, my lights just went off. We have to figure out what is happening right here. So if we want it through negative 2, 1 and parallel. So this negative 2, 1, this is going to be our x1 and y1 in our equation. Okay, parallel to this line. So the first thing we have to do is find the slope of this line. To find the slope of this line right here, we need to get it in slope-intercept form, so I need to solve for y. So you guys can see a little better. I'm just going to make the lights come on real quick. Okay. Sorry, easier for you guys to see it now. So I need to solve this equation for y. So we need to subtract the 3x from both sides. All stuff we've done before. Y equals negative 3x plus 1. Okay, so that means what is the slope of this line? Well, by looking at it, it's what's in front of the x. So now I know my slope is negative 3. So now I know my slope right here, and I know my point that's given to me up here, my x1, y1. So now we can plug into our equation that we were doing over here, our y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. So we're just going to plug into that. So you're going to have, I'll just write it up here for you to help you, y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. So I have y minus 1 equals negative 3 times x minus negative 2. Okay, we don't care about anything but the slope of that line. So here I'm really adding. So y minus 1 equals, distribute here, negative 3x minus 6. Add the 1. So y equals negative 3x minus 5 is our final answer. Okay, so that's a parallel example. When I found my slope, I kept the slope and didn't need to change it. So now what we're going to do for our second example is we are going to write it through the point 8, 4, and this time I want it perpendicular to. (5x plus 2y equals 18). So that's our given equation right there. So the first thing, again, we have to do is we have to find the slope. If you go back up here, it says figure out the slope we need to use. So to do that, I need to solve this for y. So again, we're going to subtract 5x. We just tested over this. We should be good at it. So I have 2y equals negative 5x plus 18. Divide everything by 2. So y equals negative 5/2 x plus 9. Again, the only thing I care about is what is the slope. Well, the slope of this line is negative 5/2. But I need it to be perpendicular to is what I ask for up here, which means I don't use that slope. I'm going to use the negative reciprocal. So my point is going to be the 8,4. So again, this is our x1, y1. But my slope isn't negative 5/2. I need the negative reciprocal, which means I flip it and change the sign. So this is going to be 2/5. And that's what we're plugging into our y minus y1. So now this becomes y minus 4 equals 2/5 times x minus 8. So y minus 4 equals 2/5 x. If we distribute in here, if you distribute your 2/5 times your negative 8, you get negative 16 over 5. We all have calculators. Fractions are okay. Add the 4. So my final answer, y equals 2/5 x. And use your calculator, negative 16/5 plus your 4 right there gives you plus 4/5 as your final answer. So the only thing new is figuring out your slope, figuring out if it's parallel, perpendicular, and what your slope's going to be, and then we're going back over here and using our point slope form that we have been using in our previous assignment. So let me know if you have any questions.